So today we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where Saudi Arabia forms an empire. Yeah, I haven't seen very many, or I don't think I've ever seen a video where Saudi Arabia forms an empire, so that is what we are going to be doing today. In my last video, I went over if the Spanish created an empire after winning the World Cup, and well, if you guys didn't see that video, please make sure to go and see it, because that was a pretty good video, and it did decently well for my channel. But without further ado, let's get straight into the scenario. And to start off this scenario, we will be seeing Saudi Arabia declaring war on Iraq. Why do they declare war on Iraq, you might ask? Well, for oil purposes. As the Saudi Arabians want to form the oil empire, as well, yeah, if they control most of the oils or most of the world's oil, then they will become a very powerful country. So they will start sending their forces into Iraq, as they will capture this one major city up here. And from here, they will capture this other city over here in the east, or actually this is the west. But from here, both sides, they will make a full-on invasion in, and from here we see multiple spearheads going right toward Baghdad. I don't really know exactly how to say it, but this is actually one capital that I know. Over here we see that Saudi Arabia's coastal access, or this is not Saudi Arabia, Iraq's coastal access will be completely cut off. And, well, yeah, now they're landlocked, as the Saudi Arabians will take control of their sea access. And after a couple more months, we see that Saudi Arabian forces will start to move up the Syrian border, and also down here in the south, as they will merge their spearheads, and they will start to siege Baghdad. But yeah, down here it's going very, very well, as we see the Saudi Arabians are having a blast when invading into Iraq. And well, Iran kind of wants to get in on this. As after Baghdad is captured, we see that the Iranian forces will start to move into this area over here, as they want some land for themselves, and land is what they will be getting. As we see, they launch a full-on invasion with Saudi Arabia, and from here it is basically a race to see who gets more land. And well, I think we know who's getting more land. It's definitely going to be Saudi Arabia. But once the final major city is captured, we see that they're going to surrender. And now we can look at the Treaty of Cairo. And in this treaty, we see something like this happening, as Saudi Arabia will get most of the southern portion of Iraq, and Iran will get most of the northern portion. However, the Saudi Arabians are not too happy with the invasion by Iran, as well. They kind of just wanted to fully annex Iraq. But now over here we see that Saudi Arabia is going to continue their conquest, as now they are going to be going after both Jordan and Syria. As well, you can kind of see why they invaded Iraq. It's because they wanted to go after Syria, and since Syria is pretty unstable, this war is going to not last very long. As in the south, we see that Saudi Arabian forces will move into southern Jordan. However, there aren't very many major cities over here, which is why they only have one, which is their capital. But a bunch of Saudi Arabian forces are going to invade into southern Jordan. Up here in the north, using their new border in Iraq, they are able to make an invasion and capture this major city over here. I forgot what it's called, so I'm not going to be calling it anything. But over here we see another invasion being made, and then these two linking up in Syria. And now I should probably go over how is Saudi Arabia able to do this, because in real life there is a Islamic alliance. Basically, like, all of these countries are in somewhat of an Islamic alliance. And well, yeah, this could never happen. So how is it going on? Well, all alliances are kind of like disabled except for coalitions, which we'll see later in the video. But like NATO's gone, the African Muslim thing or whatever is gone, and really whatever is just gone, and that's how it can work. But anyway, back up here, we see that the Saudi Arabian invasion is going extremely well as they reach, I'm pretty sure the city is called Damascus. I don't really know how to pronounce it once again. But Jordan's capital, absolutely do not know what it is. But we see that Jordan's capital will be encircled, which will lead to the Jordians or Jordanese. I don't know what you call them. But they will surrender over to the Saudi Arabians. And from here, we see Damascus being captured. And, well, from here, it's basically just going to collapse. As now we see Turk forces moving into northern Syria. As well, I think they have a claim over most of Syria in the real world. And, well, Saudi Arabia is going to be absolutely furious with this, as once again they wanted all of Syria, and they don't really want to split it with Turkey. So, well, when their forces meet, they are not going to fight each other yet, but relations are very hostile. And now we can look at the Treaty of Athens. But in the Treaty of Athens, we see that Saudi Arabia will be getting all of Jordan and most of Syria, while Turkey will be getting the northern part of Syria. And, well, yeah, with this new, with the new resources found up here, Saudi Arabia is going to use this to their advantage, and they are going to make a new goal. Their new goal is uniting all of the Arabian Peninsula, and, well, yeah, this is going to be a tough goal, but they want to do it. And the only way to do this is by invading Lebanon, Palestine, and Israel. Now, obviously, in the real world, this would never work because Israel is at war with all these countries. And, I mean, I guess it could probably work. But, yeah, the Saudi Arabians, they're just going to swoop in here. As in the north, where they are going to have the most success in Lebanon, their forces will immediately capture the capital city and all of Lebanon super easily. From here, I believe this is Jerusalem and this is Tel Aviv, but the Saudi Arabian forces will move down here into what I have no idea what the city is called, or there's a couple cities down here. But they're going to move into the south of Israel. And from here, they are going to push up. And also, I should mention this: the United States not involved, or no alliances, so they are not aligned with Israel in this war. But yeah, that's just how Saudi Arabia is doing this. And from here, Saudi Arabian forces are going to completely just decimate Palestine. And from here, they capture Tel Aviv, and then the rest of them surrender. Now we can take a look at this peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, all three will be annexed into the Saudi Arabian Empire. And, well, yeah, what did you expect? Saudi Arabia, they're not joking with anything. But now we come down over here as Saudi Arabia, yeah, they're declaring war on all three of these countries, and then Yemen will declare war on Saudi Arabia, making this one huge front. However, let's be honest, Qatar literally doing nothing. The UAE, even though it has a bunch of rich people, they still do not have that big of a military, so their capital will be captured, and from here they will basically just reside up here. From there, the Saudi Arabian forces will move into southern or western Oman as they move in like this, and from this front line they will also move into northern Yemen. Down here, Saudi Arabian forces are having no mercy as they are going full out into Yemen, as they're mad at Yemen for declaring war on even though they were probably going to get annexed anyway. So they will encircle their capital city and capture it. And from here, Yemen will basically collapse as yeah, we're just gonna see Saudi Arabian forces just absolutely capture every single last piece of land. Um, Fairly easy because yeah, the government just collapses because it's extremely unstable. And with this, Oman will be the last to fall as the Saudi Arabian forces will quickly consolidate and capture the rest of the UAE. And from here, uh, yeah, all of Oman is just going to get swept over by the extremely powerful Saudi Arabians. And now we can take a look at a peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, we see that the Saudi Arabians will annex basically every single country except for Oman. And up here, yeah, Kuwait just got completely annexed. And this major city is floating in the ocean. But from here, where do the Saudi Arabians go next? They already conquered basically all of Arabia. And, well, yeah, they want to go north, but they're not going to go there yet. They could go over here to Pakistan, except that's a little far away. Or they could go down here to the Horn of Africa. Or they could go after Egypt, as the Saudi Arabians will declare war on Egypt. And, well, instantly they make a ton of landings and capture two major cities, as the Egyptians, yeah, they were not expecting this at all. And yeah, they're getting bullied by the very, very strong Saudi Arabian military now, as they will capture three major cities in the north. And from here, they're going to start moving down to freaking forgot this capital. But yeah, I'm sorry that I don't have like rivers like the Nile River because I mean I have it on a different map, but I don't really like that other map. So yeah, I mean I probably could move them over, but whatever. But over here we see multiple landings being made across the Sinai Peninsula, and yeah, these guys all encircled are just going to surrender. And from here, the full force of Saudi Arabia's military will be felt across Egypt as they reach the gates of Cairo or whatever it's called. Down here in the south, we see a ton of Egyptian troops being moved away from down here as they are moved up toward the capital city. But down here, the Saudi Arabians are having a field day as they will capture this major city over here, and they will move along the coast or the border of Sudan as they will try to sprout up and capture this major city. However, they are met with Egyptian resistance as over here, yeah, the Egyptians are still quite strong. However, they will be doing pretty good in the south, but in the north not so much as Saudi Arabian forces are still moving in toward Cairo. But unfortunately for Egypt, we see that the Saudi Arabians will be making a encirclement, or they will capture all of their Red Sea territory. And yeah, Egypt basically just has this, and it's not looking too good as they will reach this major city. But before they can capture it, I mean, they do encircle it, but before they can capture it, they capture Cairo, or I freaking don't know how to say it, but they will capture the capital city, and from here the Egyptians will choose to surrender over to the Saudi Arabians. Now let's take a look at a peace treaty. And in the Treaty of Tehran, yeah, we see Egypt taking a complete beating as the Saudi Arabians will take all of their coastal land and annex it into the oil empire, as I'm going to be calling it. However, Egypt was not the last country to Egypt is not the last country to be invaded, as the Arabians or the oil empire or the OE, old empire, close enough. But the oil empire is going to declare war on Sudan and Eritrea. I'm just going to refer to them as Arabia, as I can remember that better. But Arabian forces will start their invasion into northern Sudan as they will capture this major city, and they will use Sudan's weakness or their instability to their advantage, as they will start their invasion very, very quickly, as they will cut them off from the sea. And over here we see that this city over in Eritrea will be captured. And from here, the Arabians will target the capital city and the coastal areas of Eritrea as they will meet their goal. And from here, yeah, it's just complete annihilation of Eritrea as these guys stand absolutely no chance against these, at this point, probably top 5 military power in the world, as the Arabians are very strong. However, we see a couple third and fourth partiers as we see the South Sudanese country invading into Sudan, as they will go up and capture this major city over here. And also, Ethiopian forces will start to move into this area as they will capture a major city. And yeah, they're just taking complete advantage over a disorganized Sudan. And well, yeah, just a land grab basically. However, up here in the north, we see that the Arabian forces are very, very fast and more equipped than the Ethiopian and South Sudan forces, as they will move through the northern, or correct, just Sudan, and they will capture the capital city. And well, from here, they're basically just going to collapse, and the final border will be looking something like this. And yeah, Sudan and Eritrea surrender, and now we can take a look at this peace treaty. But in this peace treaty, we see a couple of things happening, as the Arabians will completely annex all of the coastal territory. And now I have to erase this capital city. But over here we see that they will be giving a little bit of land over to the Egyptians, as well. They kind of feel bad for taking away all their coastal access. So now the Arabians want to get on the better side of Egypt, even though it doesn't really work. But then down here, we see that the Ethiopians and the South Sudanese will gain a lot of land from Sudan. And well, yeah, let's look at another corner of the world. But now the Arabians are going to take on their greatest challenge yet, which is invading Iran and Afghanistan. And this is going to be pretty difficult, as we see a surprise attack being made over here in the Iraq border, as they will move in and start to take out any Iranian troops, which even though there are a lot of troops over here from Iran, it is still, or they were still very caught off guard by this. Down in the south, we see multiple landings take place all over the Iranian coast, as the they want Iran's coastal land, and they want all of Iran's oil supply, as the Arabian troops are going to consolidate a front down here in the south. They are not going to be getting that land, unfortunately. But yeah, this is our front line right now. But up in the north, we are going to be seeing a bulk of Arabian forces, as they will move up and capture not one, but 2 major cities very, very quickly. And from here, they will actually enter in core Iranian territory, as they will move up here and capture the land that is bordering Turkey. From here, they will move around the Azerbaijan border and capture this pretty big city up here. Down in the south, the Arabians, sorry, I can't really speak, but they will capture yet another major city. And well, yeah, they are having just a field day in southern Iran, as they will make it all the way over to the coast. And yeah, Iran is now landlocked. But don't worry, as Iran is going to have something good happen for them. Hooray! Afghan forces arrive, and they start to push back the Saudi Arabian troops, reconnecting up with the Turkish border. In the south, they will push back the Arabians all the way back to their border, actually, which is a very good success for them. But over here, they will then re-siege a city and continue to push back the Arabians. However, the Arabians are still having a field day, as now they get up to this major city and capture it. But then the worst happens, as they start their invasion of Afghanistan. And yeah, this is not going very good so far, as yeah, the Arabians, they're just slapping around the Iranians and the Afghans. Um, However, some countries want a little bit of land, but said third partiers are going to be Pakistan and Turkmenistan, as these two really want some land. But yeah, these two will start third partying because they would like some more land. And up here in the north, we see that Turkmenistan forces will start to move into Iran, as they will capture this city over here. And yeah, this is not very good for the blue team, as yeah, just fighting a two-front war is never good. Over here, we see that Pakistan will be able to capture this little exclave of or this little panhandle of Afghanistan, and move up from yeah, this major city right here. Down in the south, the Arabians will encircle a ton of Iranian forces, and yeah, they're just cooked. And now down here, we see a large invasion of Iran take place, as the Arabians are going to send out a spearhead right toward Tehran. And yeah, this is not very good. And this basically just leads to the entire destruction of this front over here, as the Saudi Arabian forces will move in and reach the outskirts of Tehran. Over here with the retreating of Afghan forces to defend the capital city, we see that yeah, the Saudi Arabians are just rolling over all this territory, and they will even start to go further up into Afghanistan, as they will reach the capital. However, unfortunately for them, the Pakistanis are going to capture the capital along with the Turkmenistan people. Don't know what they're called, but from here we see that the Turkmenistan people and the Arabians are going to be able to take out Iran, and now both sides will surrender. Now we can take a look at a peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, we see that yeah, Afghanistan is completely gone and Iran is completely fractured. But starting off with the notable, or not really notable changes, we see that Turkmenistan gets a little bit of land down here, and the the Pakistanis get a little bit of land over here. However, they do make a land trade with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, let us have the Saudi Arabians, or the Arabians, said, yeah, give us this little piece of land or die. So the Pakistanis gave them a little bit of land. And this is the final border of the Arabian Empire. And yeah, they have completely taken over all of Iran. They now border from Libya all the way over to Tajikistan. And yeah, that is unfortunately going to do it for today's video. I really hope this one does as good as the Spain Empire one. That was pretty good. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching. If you did appreciate, or if you did like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. All support is appreciated. But I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.